Hey guys, George here from the Raging Gamers, and today I've got for you a custom career mode with Round 1 in Mexico. So yes guys, you heard that correct, a custom career mode. Now by custom career mode, it's basically still pro season mode where I'm driving this Jenson Button in the McLaren Honda. However, I've gone into quick race and I've created my own custom calendar, and as you can see, round 1 here in Mexico. I decided to go for Mexico because it's a track which has a lot of straights, quite a unique circuit, should provide a lot of action. We've got a 50% race and we get off the line, put it straight into Rich. We started in 5th place. It's a pretty decent qualifying. I'm on Legend AI, by the way, but as you can see, we've got Raikkonen on our right, and he's actually squeezing us to the left there. We just about outbrake him on the curb there and just about get past him, but then we slightly tap Lewis Hamilton, and that means we get a poor exit onto this straight. The McLaren Honda is very slow anyway in the straight line, but that unfortunately means we're not really going to be able to challenge the cars ahead into that braking zone. However, we do close up, and now coming through just the middle sector, very strange middle sector here in Mexico. I actually really like the circuit. A lot of people don't enjoy driving the circuit. However, I'm not really sure. I like it. It's quite unique. As you can see, a slight corner cut there. I'm not going to lie, guys. I'm nowhere near like one of the great drivers you see on YouTube, not at all. As you can see, I've got Racing 9 on. I've got auto gears on for this race. I normally do drive in manual, but I decided to go for auto for this Grand Prix, and I normally run ABS off, but again I ran that on. As you can see, we run slightly wide through the final corner, but running quite a lot of assists for this race, so might not be as quick as I normally would be. I was just very tired at the point of recording this, but as you can see already on lap 2, that Ferrari just flies past us. We try and get back into the slipstream, but this is what we're good at. We're good at outbraking the AI. Unfortunately, we couldn't do it on that attempt, but we go take a wide entry into that corner, and as you can see, we get a great exit. However, Raikkonen's going to initially pull away, but when we're in the slipstream, we're actually gaining on someone, and we try and outbrake him, but just not late enough on the brakes, so kind of bottled it there. Again, we slightly tap Raikkonen, and that affects our exit, and we've got to be cautious because the car behind are looking feisty. We go slightly wide again, and now we're starting to come under pressure. Raikkonen looks like he might be getting away now, but once again through this middle sector, again slightly cutting that section. And yeah, I'm not gonna lie, guys, you will see a bit of that through the middle sector. I try and not go through full throttle when I do cut some of the corners, but unfortunately that's something that you might have to get used to on my channel. But coming through the stadium section, coming into now the final corner, can we not go wide? That's good, we don't. But as you can see, we're just starting to lose touch with the cars ahead. We started on the option tyres like you have to if you qualify in the top 10. And my initial plan for the start of this Grand Prix was just to take these options as long as I could. But now we're coming under pressure from the Williams of Bottas. We just try and outbrake him, and we actually do. We take him around the outside. That's a great move. We then have the inside for that little corner, and it then means that Bottas gets an awful exit. And he was now under pressure from his teammate. But as you can see, we skipped to the end of lap 4, and we've caught up with Raikkonen, who's actually caught up with Vettel and the Mercedes of, I believe that's Nico Rosberg, just up ahead. But we're within DRS now. We open it, we put it up into rich mix. We've been saving some fuel in the first initial laps, but onto lap 5 we put it back down to standard. DRS just closes as we brake, and we have closed up a huge amount. We need to get a good exit. We'll have DRS, double dosage of DRS around this circuit. Not sure how I feel about that, but unfortunately for us, that despite us having slipstream and DRS, Raikkonen also has slipstream and DRS, but he gets distracted by Rosberg and Vettel going side by side, and we've already got Raikkonen. Are we going to be able to get Vettel? No, wasn't going to do that. The double right-hander of I'm not even going to try and name what corner that is. I'll probably get that horrifically wrong. But we've managed to get one of the Ferraris. Raikkonen kind of got distracted by Vettel and Rosberg going side by side, and it's allowed us up the inside. As you can see, we've made a mess of that middle sector going wide. Obviously we've ended up losing time there, and then Raikkonen has tried to come back at us. Because we were defending on the inside, it means that, oh, look at that, I was going to say it means that we've kind of gone wide into the corner, and as you can see, I lost my front wing, so I was going to come in anyway, and then I ended up losing all of my front wing. So at the end of lap 5, my initial strategy to try and take the options as long as I possibly could, as all of a sudden we might have turned this 3-stop into a 4-stop now, because we're going to struggle to it means we're going to have to go longer on our next stints. We normally want to take these options to around lap 8, but after having to pit on lap 5, that's bad. But as you can see, we're on lap 9 now, and despite losing all that time in the pit lane and smashing our front wing, we've actually ended up doing a huge undercut on the cars ahead. And now that means that we got the inside of both Raikkonen and our teammate who was holding him up. So that's great from Alonso, helping his fellow teammate out there. And we are now only just behind Vettel. So basically we're back where we were. So it's as if nothing's really happened. Because we've gained back the time that we lost from breaking our front wing. We probably dropped about 5 or 6 seconds, plus the longer pit stop as well. So we've gained a lot of time through the undercut, and we've been setting very quick laps. However, our tyre life is a lot worse, and as you can see, we come in now on lap 14, and nothing happened for the remainder of that stint. We just kept with Vettel. We didn't overtake him. Raikkonen didn't come back at us. We were just staying with Vettel. And now, as you can see, we set the fastest lap of the Grand Prix at the end of lap 16. Now on to lap 17. Once again, we've done a little bit of an undercut on Vettel, but he's still just ahead of us. We've set options for our next stint, because I wanted to go for 3 option stints and a prime stint at the end. Slightly cut that corner a bit, but we should get away with that. And it actually allows us to get a great run on Vettel, and with DRS and slipstream he tries to come back at us around the outside, but it's no use. And despite going a little bit wide there, we managed to keep the position, and we are ahead of both Ferraris. Could we possibly challenge for the win here in Mexico? Lap 20, and we come into the pits for our last option stint, and we're going to pit in around 27 for a final prime stint. We've basically gone about 7 laps on each option stint, so 7 times 3 is 21, plus the original 6 laps we went on the first stint. So that would be 27 laps, and yeah, that would be the lap we pit in for our final set of tyres, our mandatory prime stint stop, and here we are. So we were actually catching the Mercedes cars of Rosberg and Hamilton. Hamilton had about an 8-second lead on Rosberg, but nothing really happened, just caught them up. We were about within 2 seconds of Rosberg, and as you can see, as we skip onto that 31, as we come now into the stadium section, you can actually see that we're ahead of Rosberg. We managed to undercut the German, and we are now in a sandwich. We're in a Mercedes sandwich. We are the filling, and the gap from us to Hamilton is, I'm not quite sure, I believe that's 6 seconds or something around that, 6 or 7 seconds from what I can remember. Can't quite see it on the screen, but as you can see, Sainz decides to unlap himself with DRS. However, we just dive back up his inside, and he kind of tries to come back around the outside. I mean, fair play to Sainz, he's got the right to unlap himself, I guess, but once he got outbroken, he tried to come back round the outside of us. Unfortunately though, we're on lap 36, final lap of the Grand Prix. As you can see, we did hold off Rosberg, who was starting to catch us towards the end. However, we couldn't catch Hamilton. He was very fast, and as the tyres started to wear off, pretty much like every stint, as soon as the tyres started to wear, we just didn't quite have the pace on the Mercs. But as you can see, I mean, we did qualify 5th on the grid. We end up finishing second in the race, and after losing my front wing, I'm very happy with that. I'm very happy with the second place. The McLaren boys will be ecstatic as well. That guy, very happy. I'm sure Jenson Button will be very happy as well. It's been a long time since he's been on the podium. But we will spray the champagne in happiness. Hamilton beats his teammate today. And I'm not sure what the next round is actually. I've forgotten on the calendar. I've got every race though on the calendar. But Lewis Hamilton ended up winning that Grand Prix. From us, from Rosberg and the 2 Ferrari drivers. But guys, let me know if you want to see this series continue. Custom career mode, custom calendar. I thought it was quite a unique and cool idea. But let me know if you want to see more. And that's all. Goodbye.